Hi, Gemini Sun and Rising. Here are three things I want you to know about for the rest of 2025. And I'm talking about the transits that are occurring. I thought I'd do this because sometimes it's fun to look ahead beyond the current month. I will be doing the May transits this week and post them probably this weekend. So be on the lookout for that. So, number one is that Jupiter goes into Cancer on June 9th, and this is during Gemini season, and this will be in your second house. The second house is the house of the money that you earn and your possessions. It's also the house of self-esteem, net worth and self-worth. So, Jupiter has been in your first house for the past year, and maybe your life has felt like maybe you feel more optimistic. Things have opened up for you in some way, but this is specifically with your finances. So it might be that you develop more income streams. It might be that you are doing something, maybe it even involves traveling, that you're making money abroad. Digital nomad or whatever you want to call it. The second thing that I want you to know is that Uranus goes into your sign on July 7th. So Uranus has been in Taurus I should really find out the exact year. I want to say 2017, but I know by 2018 it definitely had gone in there. And so this was in the 12th house, and the effects of it may have been very muted, but I personally have had experienced that myself, having a late degree Taurus rising, and I'm still trying to figure out like how it affected me specifically. But in the first house, it can make you chomping at the bit for freedom. So yeah, what I said about being a digital nomad, that certainly could play out because Uranus is technology as well. And maybe that's how you promote yourself in the upcoming years. And certainly by extension, that could be how you make a living. But just in general, the feeling of not wanting to be a conformist. Not that I think Gemini is really that type of sign in general, but there may be, like, depending on what type of work you do, the type of work that you do may require you to kind of fit into a certain structure, like let's say a corporate environment or even like a school system. They have certain guidelines, and you may just be over it. You may feel like you can't really be yourself. So that sense of freedom, but it might even be within the realm of relationships, because the first house is the house of the self. The opposite house is the house of committed partnership. And so you may just want the freedom to be you and not have to answer to anyone, for instance, or things like that. So that's pretty wild. But I think just in general, I was thinking of somebody who's having a midlife crisis and they start getting a bunch of tats, that they always wanted. I probably sound so old-fashioned, like that's such a rebellious thing, which it's not. I don't have any tats, but to me it might be, or something like that. I was going to say dye your hair purple. And the third thing is that September is going to be crazy for you in terms of career. Actually, this fall, spring in the southern hemisphere, is going to be nuts because there are going to be other transits. I'm not going to go into all of them, but that deal with your 10th house, which is Pisces. Now, it's important to note that this is a general reading, so when the exact time that these planets enter or re-enter certain areas is going to vary from person to person. So this is like on the first of the month, and I'm talking about September, Saturn goes back into Pisces, and this is its own house, the 10th house of career. Actually, while it's in your 11th house, because it's Saturn, it might be trying to structure things like ways to improve your profits, your profit margin, if you have a business, or like the amount of money that you make in general from your career or whatnot. But that could restrict it. So when it goes back into your 10th house, it's going to deal with your career itself. You might feel like, you know what, I need extra credentials. I need to do this or that to be more professional or have more skill sets or something like that. Saturn is about working hard, and it might even be just like rolling up your sleeves type of work. And it depends on what type of career you have. But then on the 7th, we're going to have a lunar eclipse in this sector at 15 degrees of Pisces. So a lunar eclipse is a powerful full moon. At the time of a full moon, you can see more recognition. The 10th house is at the top of your chart, so it really does speak to how other people see you in the world in terms of your success, your status, those kinds of things. And I'm saying all of that, I personally don't believe that those things are the most important aspect of an individual, but I'm saying that's how the world views it, so that's how you may be seen by others. So this can be a time of a breakthrough in your career, like a quantum leap, actually. I mean, it could be like, even like a full moon could be a promotion, but this could be like, a quantum leap type of promotion. Or, if you work for yourself, making a name for yourself in a big way. And for other people, it could be finally retiring, when you like kind of hung on to something because you really loved it maybe, and now you're ready to let go. So, and there are other things that are happening I'm not going to get into that are going to affect this career sector and other, things, similar things. But I'll just leave it there, and I hope that you're excited about what's to come. If you would like a private reading, Gemini, I'm promoting my double readings and even triple whole enchilada reading. These are full-length readings that I offer individually, that I grouped together to give people a discount. Because sometimes, people do order a single reading from me and then they get another reading. And usually it's going to be, not always, but it'll be like they get a natal chart interpretation, and then they're like, you know what, I like this, I like how she did it, and I want to get transits for the upcoming 12 months. So I put together a combination, a combo platter. Well, I have that's another name for a different reading, but it's called a deep dive reading. It's an hour of natal chart interpretation and an hour of transits for the upcoming 12 months, whenever they are at the time that you order. And the transits, if you're listening this for your sun sign in Gemini, definitely, and you don't know what your rising sign is, you're going to enter a whole new world, because this is what astrologers, by and large, as far as I can see, use for predictive astrology. And this is very dependent on your time of birth. So you may be shocked to learn what your rising sign is. And that's also for the natal chart interpretation. Like, wow, I didn't know. No wonder I have been coming across this way to people, and really I'm that way. And also in terms of relationships. Why do I always attract this type of person? Your rising sign can really shed a lot of light on that. And it is the backbone of the natal chart. So The transits can be quite different that I'm talking about right here in terms of when they're going to affect you. But, I have to do something, and that's the best I can do for a general reading. So, those two readings of natal chart interpretation, transits for the next 12 months. And if you like the tarot as well, a full-length tarot reading called the Whole Enchilada, the one with just the astrological charts is called my deep dive reading. And I have other individual readings for love and career and things like that. You can find out more information at the link below. Thanks for watching. Bye.